Map fans, welcome back. Today we're going to look at joining data from a CSV to a layer in ArcGIS Online. The process looks a little bit like this. We will of course be going through it more slowly so that you can follow along. And don't forget, if you've got any questions, leave a comment below. Recently, I've been offering workshops or classes online over Zoom, and you can find those by going to burdGIS.com, hitting the training tab, and then finding the workshop or class that you're interested in. If you would like a bespoke workshop or class, then do get in touch and I'll see what I can do. Thanks to Matt, who participated in this workshop and came up with this great question. I'm going to start at arcgis.com. And up at the top you can see I've got the option to map, and that is what we would like to do today. So I will click on map, and here you can see we have got sign in or try ArcGIS Online. I have a developer account as well as my organisational account, and if you'd like a developer account then see this video. So first things first, I will sign in, and now that I've signed in I can zoom in. And I'm just going to zoom into roughly around Europe. That will do. And one of the really neat things with ArcGIS Online is the ability to drag and drop CSVs in. And during the course, we do this with some data from the USGS. After the course, Matt was playing around with the software, which is the best way to learn how these things work. And he created his own dummy CSV file. It looks a little something like this. Only has two columns. Here we've got some country names, and then I've got what I called arb value. It's just an arbitrary value. Doesn't matter what it is, we're just testing things out. I'll shut that CSV down, and I will drag that arb value CSV onto my map, and let's see what happens. ArcGIS Online, or AGOL, recognises that we've got addresses or places in here, and it just wants to check what's going on. So is it in the world? Yes. And what are our location fields? Country, that looks about right. Our value is not going to be used. So I'll add that layer in, and Arc will put points on for each country, and then it will attempt to style it as we might want it to be styled. Now what Arc is doing here, we've got base map in, which is a raster, and then all it's got is country name and these arbitrary values. And so it's looking for, I presume, the centroid of each country and then trying to style it accordingly. Now the crux of Matt's question was, how can we get these data to make a choropleth map? So how could we join that data to polygons of the countries? Now I don't need these styles, so I'll just cancel out of that. All I want is the data in there, arb value. And if I click on show table, you can see that we've got our country names and our arb values as we had in the CSV. What I do need is some country polygons. And if I go up to add data and search for layers, I'm not going to search my content because I don't have any country polygons in there. Instead, I'm going to search ArcGIS Online. And having done a little bit of research, I know that GADM provide admin boundaries. I'll scroll down and see if I can get a global one. This one looks good. It is marked as authoritative, recommended by the WWF. So I'm going to add that in and we'll see what that looks like. And there we are. Looks like we have got some country boundaries. Let's see what it looks like in our contents pane. If I just drop this down, we've got admin boundaries level 0, 1 and 2. Level 0 looks good for our purposes at the moment. That's absolutely fine. Now one thing I would like to do is to save this layer. I'm going to click on the ellipsis here. I'm going to make a copy of this layer. So we've got admin boundaries copy. And then I would like to save that layer to my account. I'm just going to go with the default names for now. That's fine. I'll create the item, and that will save a copy of GADM's admin boundaries to my account. I can now get rid of this one, so I'll just click on it again and go to remove, and that has removed that layer. So I've now got these admin boundaries saved into my account, and then I can start to play around with them. I'd like to get to know my data a little bit better, so I'm just going to have a look in the admin boundaries at level 0 and open up this attribute table. Let's have a look what we've got. We have got country, we've got area in square kilometers, and that looks like it. Now if I click here, I can show or hide columns, and you can see there are some more columns in there which are currently hidden, but we've got country showing and area in square kilometers showing. Now these are running off aliases at the moment. That's not what their actual column name is in the data, and if you want to find out what their column name is in the data, you can go to configure popup. I'll have a quick look in here, and let's have a look at our attributes. And you can see we've got field name and then we've got field alias. These two are the ones that are showing, country and area in square kilometers. They have ticks next to them. So country's actual name, when it boils down to the raw data, is name_0. We might want to remember that for the next step. For the next step, what I need to do is perform what's known as a join. And so I'm going to join the data from our ArcValue CSV to our administrative boundaries level 0. And to do that, we run analysis or perform analysis. So before I run the analysis, I'm just going to make sure that we are zoomed in to the countries we're interested in. And for some reason, this makes a big difference to ArcGIS Online. If you've got any problems with it at all, with running these joins, then do make sure that your extent is set correctly. So I'm going to perform analysis. I will go to summarize data and I'm going to use the join features. If you click on these little information boxes, they'll tell you what join features do. My target layer is going to be my admin boundaries level 0, that's great. And my layer to join to the target layer is going to be my CSV. Now I need to choose the fields to match, and if you recall, in our target field, our admin layer, we've got name 0, and that is our country name. And then in our ArcValue CSV, we have got country. And I'd like to do the join as a one-to-one. So one record in our admin boundary layer is going to match up with one record in our ArcValue CSV. And in terms of the result layer name, I'm just going to call this attribute join. Excellent. I'm going to save it in my organizational account, that's fine. And this is where I have found some oddities. If you don't use the current map extent or your map extent is not set correctly, then this join might not work. So just keep that in mind. And also this analysis may use credits, so just be aware of that too. So I'll run the analysis and let's see what happens. Fingers crossed. And there we are. We've got our data joined to our polygons. Now that is pretty neat. What I'd like to do is have a look at this attribute join layer that we've just created and see what's going on in the attribute table. So let's open that up. And we have got 5 records in there. So it looks like it's joined data where data is available, because in our ArcValue CSV, we didn't have any values for the other countries. So if I turn off my admin boundaries, it's only these countries that have data associated with them that are showing. And if I turn off the ArcValue, the points vanish. And if I wanted to style this by our ArcValue, I am going to choose the attribute to show, which will be ArcValue, and I would like to have counts and amounts by colour. I'm going to select my options there, and for the symbols, I will go from, there we are, okay, that. Countries with the highest values have the deeper red colour, and countries with the lowest values have the yellow colour. And that is how we can join data to other data using ArcGIS Online. Hope you enjoyed that. If you are interested in getting started with ArcGIS Online, don't forget that it is now free for all schools in the UK. So if you'd like to come along to a workshop, then do have a look at burdGIS.com and go to the training page. The workshops run at about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Usually do them in the evenings, and if you'd like a bespoke course, get in touch. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and please leave a comment below. And of course, happy mapping.